Have you ever felt completely derailed by some tiny background noise that, literally no one else seems to even notice? Well, if that sounds familiar, this one's for you. We're going to get into the science behind why your brain might be experiencing the world in a totally different, much higher resolution way.
Seriously, just think about it for a second. You're trying so hard to focus, maybe on a big project for work, but the faint hum from the vent or the tap-tap-tapping of someone's pen, it feels impossibly loud, right? Almost physically painful. You are not imagining it, and you are for sure not alone.
So, to really get what's going on, let's try an analogy. See, most people's brains kind of operate in 480p. They've got this amazing built-in spam filter that just deletes like 90% of all the background stuff. But your brain, well, it might just be an 8K brain. It doesn't delete a thing. Nope. Instead, it screenshots, it records, and it analyzes every single detail, whether you want it to or not.
Okay, so what does it really mean to have this missing spam filter? Well, here's the thing. It's not a bug, it's a feature. It's actually a recognized biological trait, and just understanding what it is, well, that's the first step to really harnessing its power. The official term for this is sensory processing sensitivity, or SPS. Now, the really important thing to get about SPS is that this is not some kind of disorder. It's a hardwired trait. Your nervous system is just, well, it's calibrated to a much higher setting, constantly taking in and processing a massive amount of information that most people just filter out.
And let's be super clear about this. If anyone has ever told you you're too sensitive or that you should just ignore it, this is your official validation. You can't just ignore it. Having this trait, SPS, means you are not broken. You're simply operating in a higher resolution reality. And yeah, that comes with challenges, but it also comes with incredible strengths.
But where did this trait even come from? It's not random. Turns out it's actually an ancient and really vital survival skill. To get why your brain was built this way, we've got to look way back in our evolutionary history.
This quote just nails it. In a world that often rewards being loud and outgoing, it's so easy to feel like your sensitivity is too much. But the truth is, for thousands of years, people like you were exactly what a group needed to stay alive.
And here's how it worked. It was the sensitive person who heard the twig snap in the distance and warned everyone about a predator. They were the ones who noticed the tiny change in a plant that meant it was poisonous. This ability to sense danger before it was obvious, to analyze every little angle of a situation, that was a massive evolutionary advantage.
So, we know the why from an evolutionary angle, but what's actually going on inside your head, chemically? The neurobiology is honestly fascinating. It's not just about perception. It gets right down to the very chemistry of how you think and focus.
Now this is the game changer. Research has shown that people with high sensitivity often have physically different brains. We're talking thicker gray matter in the prefrontal cortex. That's the CEO of your brain. It's the part responsible for all that deep, complex thinking, planning, and decision-making. Your brain is literally built for depth.
And here's how your brain's reward system is different too. A lot of brains run on dopamine, that neurotransmitter that gives you a little rush from external chaos and new things. But the 8K brain, it's often powered by something called acetylcholine. This neurotransmitter rewards you for turning inward, for introspection, and for hitting that amazing state of deep focus. It's probably why you get more satisfaction from solving a tough problem than you do from constant social buzz. All right, so you've got this brain that's literally built for depth, for analysis, for intense focus. But how do you actually thrive in a modern world, especially in a chaotic, open office that seems designed to distract you? Let's get practical.
First, we have to really appreciate what's at stake. For you, a tiny noise isn't just an annoyance. When you're in that deep focus state, your brain is like an orchestra composing a complex symphony of ideas. And that little, unexpected sound, it's not just a distraction. It's a stray note that brings the entire composition to a screeching halt.
So what do? First, you've got to reframe this whole thing. It's not a weakness, it's your superpower for doing deep, meaningful work. Second, you have to engineer your environment. This means noise-canceling headphones are your new best friend. It means finding a quiet corner, or maybe even advocating for company policies that respect focus time. Third, learn to communicate what you need, clearly and without feeling bad about it. Saying, hey, I need an hour of quiet to get this done, isn't a complaint. It's a professional requirement. And finally, always remember, your brain thrives on complexity, but it short-circuits in chaos. You have to protect it. And that's really the bottom line, isn't it? Finding your peace, being productive, It's not about toughening up. It's about liberating yourself from a one-size-fits-all system that just wasn't designed for a mind that sees, feels, and hears the world as deeply as yours does.
So, I'll leave you with this question to chew on. What is that one tiny, insignificant sound that drives you absolutely nuts and totally proves you're hearing the world in 8K? For me, it's the buzz of an old fluorescent light. Thanks for tuning in.